Oh, it's still plugged in, John. Hold on.
Commissioner blue pencil?
Yeah.
Found on the floor in the hallway.
Hey Chase, I found it for you. You left
You
it
threw it.
No, I left it.
I bet you the following students who come to the office: Gloria Francis, Mary Redmond. Mary Redmond, Gloria Francis to the office.
I said I got two. Alright, grab a laptop and sign in.
Why?
Alright, so here's what we're gonna do today, alright? We've been spending the last couple of days reading our biographies, taking notes. Today, we're gonna start doing some online research of our leaders, right? But before we do that, we have to be able to tell, whether the websites that we're on are credible or not, and whether or not we want to take information from them. So, first things first, I want you to go and grab a white worksheet off of the counter. Good? All right. So a couple of things. When you get to your website, like say you pull up a website, what is the first thing that you should look at on a website? Nothing?
Like what the company made it, or like what, like Wikipedia or like something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ben?
I feel for the title.
The title? Mm-hmm. Those are all good things. The very first thing that you should look at is actually the URL. How many of you look at the URL when you first bring up a website? Even once. Once, maybe, ish, yeah, and. Well, you might not have known this, right? But the URL, right, the ending of our URL actually tells you who sponsors the site, right? So a website ending in .edu, right, was sponsored or made by a university or college, right? That makes sense. EDU's education. How reliable do you think an EDU site would be?
Pretty reliable.
Pretty good, right? I mean, their whole purpose is for learning and to put information out there, right? So an EDU website is probably going to be pretty good, pretty accurate, right? So a .com is a commercial business site, right? So a business. How accurate would a business be, probably? Maybe, yes, no, right? You're probably going to have to use some personal discretion with .com. So you're going to have to look at it and see, all right, so what is the purpose of this website? Are they trying to tell me something? Are they trying to sell me something? Right? Because, their purpose is going to determine if they leave out any important information that might be kind of helpful to know, right? Might help you make an informed decision, or maybe they're leaving really big things out because they don't want you to know about it, right? So you're going to have to look at .com sites and kind of decide for yourself, look into it, be like, is this a credible website? And we'll go through this checklist in a little bit, and this is how some tools that can help you decide if this is a credible source or not. Then we have .gov, right? So .gov is a government website. How credible is a government website?
Not trust the
I'm hearing very reliable and not reliable at all, right? So, I mean, we're hearing two extremes here. For the most part, right, a government website is going to be accurate, all right? Because usually the things that they're going to be putting on these websites are going to be official documents, and those are going to be extremely high on the reliability scale because they've been read over and over and over by multiple people before they even got to the point of being published, right? It's kind of the same process with a lot of educational sites, right? Usually if you have journals or magazines, like usually they've been read a bunch of times before they even got published, so then they're really reliable. Right. Military, right? So .mil. I doubt any of you will be going to a military site for your biographies, but this is just so you know, and this is probably going to be similar to a government site, right? .net. So a network, a service provider, an organization. What do you guys think about that one? Yes, no, credible?
I don't know.
Right, I got this, right? This is another one that's similar to .com, right? You're gonna have to look at, all right, what is their purpose? You know, is it credible? Are they up to date? All of those kinds of things are what you're gonna have to ask yourself as you're looking at a .net. And the same thing with a .org, right? A non-profit organization and others. What does non-profit mean?
They don't make money.
They don't make money, right? So if they're not making money off of it, why would we not say that yes, that is always going to be a reliable source? Because they're not making money, right? They're not going to try and make money off of you. So why would that not always be a credible source?
False information.
False information, Ben?
They don't get money to support, they don't have the money to get the right information.
They may not necessarily have access to the right information. Do you know nonprofit organizations that have biases? What about like green organizations, nonprofits, like the ones who are like environmentalists? Do they have biases?
What's a bias?
What's a bias? A bias is when you lean one way or another, right? So a political bias would be if you lean more towards a democratic view of things, and then you only publish things that agree with the Democrats' point of view.
Like a person like biased or different.
Yep. So if you're biased, right, if you are, like a lot of people say, well, I'm biased because they're my own child, right? So you're biased towards your own children because they're your favorites because they're yours, right? So that's a bias. When you favor one or the other or lean one way or another, that's called a bias. So sometimes organizations can have biases too, like environmental groups or political groups, right? They may not be doing it for money, but they may still be trying to persuade you to think one way or another. So you have to be on the lookout for some of those kinds of things. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this checklist, right? And I'm going to go through it with you with this website. Oh, this website. Most of you have probably heard of this website before, right? So let's go through this checklist together. So if you look under credibility, right, it asks the first question, is there an author? Do you see an author up there?
Yep.
What's his name?
Doug Gross.
Doug Gross. Yep. Let's see. Can you contact the website author easily? Oh, look, there's a little email button right there. So it looks like I could email him if I wanted to. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there's also a section where you can comment, right? You can comment and he can maybe comment back if he wants to. So yeah, I would put a yes under the second question. Does the author have valid credentials or experience? We don't really know, right? So what can I do to find that out?
Click on his
You could
username.
email him. You could search
I
it.
could email him, I could search him, I could click on his name, right? I chose to click on his name earlier. And here I have a list of all the things that he has written for CNN. Right? So there's a bunch of different articles articles here. So does it look like he has some experience writing for this company?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Whoa. You see that?
All right. So I would say yes for credibility.
That actually fun.
Well, this is just a prototype. All right. Does the website have enough information for what you are looking for? All right, well, let's scroll down and look at this little article here. They have how much it costs, they have some interviews, they have different, they have links to other related stories. Yeah, I'd say they have a lot of information here, right? So we could say yes there. Does it have any spelling or grammatical errors?
No.
Not that I can see, right? None that jump out at me right off the bat. So I'd say that's pretty good. Do all of the links work? Well, let's try this one. And I'm not going to go through all the tabs with you right now, all the links. But, yep, that one works. All right, what about this one? Yep, looks like that one works. All right. So yes, is the website easy to navigate? What do you guys think?
No.
Yeah, is it pretty easy to find the stuff you're looking for?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. Well, I mean, you don't have to go searching and searching to find what you're looking for. I mean, they have the information here, they have the links easily accessible. If I want to go to entertainment, right, it's just right there. I'd say yes. Accuracy, is this website up to date? When was this posted?
April 15th,
When was that?
2014.
Yesterday. Is this pretty up to date?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is. Right. And who, do other websites confirm this information? Well, in order to do that, we'd have to do a Google search, right? So we'll bring it up. Google Glasses. Looks like they have some stuff. Now, I'm not going to do this with you guys right now, but this is what you're going to do, right? You're going to do Google search, look up some other information, make sure that it's not just this one site that's telling you all this information, right? And then finally, for perspective, does the website have any biases or stereotyping?
Yep.
Yeah, Google. Those big glasses.
Yeah? What would be their bias or stereotype? Ben?
I saw that it said, parasite.
Say that again?
That it said that Google Glass was a parasite.
The Google Glass was a parasite. So maybe they have some biases against some of this technology. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell unless you go and read it. I mean, some people say that CNN has a bias, but I mean, a political bias, does that really factor into a technology article? Not so much, right? And then who is the intended audience of this?
Everyone.
Pretty much everyone, right? So would you say that this is a pretty good website to use? Yeah, right? It follows most of what we're looking for on this checklist here. And although you guys probably didn't need the checklist to tell that CNN was a pretty credible website. If I had brought it up, you guys probably could have told me that, yeah, this website is going to be pretty accurate, right? Because you've all heard of CNN before, they're a pretty big name. But this is the process that you're going to go through, right, when you come up to your websites. Also, remember your note-taking forms, right? You had your book resource information on this side, and website resource information on this side. So what you're gonna do, right, so once you have determined if the website is, you know, it's credible, it's accurate, it has the information that I need, and I'm gonna use this website, then you need to write down the information, right? So the author of the CNN website, his name was Doug, right? Doug Gross, right? what would be, okay, so next we need the title of the page. What would be the title of my page on this website?
No, Google Glass targeted as symbol by anti-tech crowd.
Yep. Google Glass targeted a symbol, right? So that whole thing is gonna be the title of my specific page, right? That's the specific link that I am looking at. So that would be my title of page. And then it says title of website. What would be the title of my website here? CNN Tech. Yep. CNN Tech would be the title of my website. And then the name of the corporation or agency would obviously be CNN. Exactly. And then, obviously, last date updated would be the April 15th, 2014. Date accessed would be, what's today's date?
16th.
April 16th. And then the web address. So it's kind of hard to see up there, so I'll bring it down for you a little bit, all right? I want you to write down the URL up here.